Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another video. This time around going over the news on the news show, of course. We are on week 31, and first of all, like always, shout out to Zero for making the live stream notes. I can do them here on the news show for both myself. I also learn, of course, but also for you guys out there in YouTube land. So I thank again Zero, and let's just dive into all the things basically. So first of all, they're talking about the improvement update, and as you're watching this one, it's coming tomorrow, the 7th. That's at least what it says right here. Again, there's not a date right here, but it says keep in mind that this is done on Friday, so it's coming out this coming Tuesday, which of course. For me, sounds like it's tomorrow it's coming out. If you don't know what the improvement update is, I'll put a link to the PTS notes. You can go over them there. They haven't really changed really anything at all. There's a few things that we'll cover here, but it's nothing significant, and you can read those below. And also, if you just want to read all of these live stream notes by yourself, or you want to watch the live stream itself, I have of course always it linked in the description below. So it also says something about the 7th and stuff like that. I actually attend, or to start out with, I thought that it was coming the 14th because we have also, as it says here, we have the Luxian is missing quest right now event, which actually starts you off getting some of these dragon souls for Luxian, and when you get 100 souls, you will be able to have this dragon. It's the same concept as the old dragons are, so a little bit different, but we'll talk about why it is a little bit different, or why they're not going to go back to the old system. It's just going to be for this dragon basically. But the point is that they want to unlock it periodically, well, in stages, because when he comes back, probably around the 14th sorry, around the 14th, when he's coming back on the 14th, when the event is over, he's basically gonna have souls you can buy, but you can only buy a fixed amount, and we don't know what the exact is. Some people say 15. That's at least what I've heard, but I know you're not gonna be able to buy all of them. And don't worry if you can't buy like 15 now. I don't know what is gonna be the price. Maybe they're gonna be really expensive. We don't know yet. The only thing that I know is that it's going to probably be something that's going to stay with him forever now, because keep in mind that if new players come in like half a year from now, want that dragon, can't have it because it's not in the loot table anymore, or in his shop anymore, that's going to make a lot of like people angry and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a thing that's always gonna be there. So if you're only able to buy a few, you know what the price is, you know what you have to go for, and they're probably gonna be there. But there is gonna be a limit on how many you can buy. So some people are of course going to have enough so they can get all maybe 15 souls this time and then 15 souls next time, but you kind of know what you have to do, and you can buy a few souls, but it's not going to be something limited where you absolutely need to buy 15 each time to actually make it, because I really don't think it's going to be something that rotates out of his table basically. It might do that in a year or something like that. I could probably see that because then they could put in maybe something else or something like that. But there's still a lot of spots in there, and I think it's a good idea to have something permanent that actually is there all the time, and then some few random things. I don't think there should always be some permanent thing, because I really like that some days or some weeks when sometimes he's there basically, I can buy like a whole bunch of stuff from him, and sometimes I can't, because sometimes I have some of the items and sometimes I don't, and like everybody else, like, right? So I really enjoy that it's all random, and it's like I get excited every time he's there, because maybe there's something there, you know. And well, I get a little bit disappointed of course with the nothing, but you know, I just know that he's coming back, and I know there's gonna be something. I know it's kind of maybe a little hard for people to maybe have everything, but yeah. It's a good randomization of it, I feel like, at least. All right, so some points that also need to, before we go into the question and answer section, is that the Ice Age needs an extra fix. It needs some more damage, so that'll come after the date. But it's not going to be anything really if you're gonna try to, you want to do something with the, if you didn't do it on the PTS server, but you want to do it on live here, go ahead and do whatever. It's just going to increase the damage, so probably not going to be that much of a difference in what you're going to see, basically. Bomb Royale is coming up with, once you're dead, you can spectate the, and hop from player to player, so we're going to see a spectator mode. That's amazing. Again, if you do more, there's a new scoreboard with the tracking of matches and stuff like that, and also now you get more experience for being active and damaging, and I thought actually that was, so maybe you even get even more now, which only gonna buff how much experience you get from PvP at the moment. And PvP, of course, is the best way to level up, if you want to do that. I thought about it, you know, how to do it, and my suggestion is actually to level all the way to 30 on a Saturday, and I'm gonna probably try that on maybe on my birthday stream that's coming like in the end of October. Try to make a new account and play Bomb Royale with maybe some potions or maybe just a new class on my alt account I already have, and see how fast I can basically go around leveling up a class, for example. And then afterwards you have unlocked everything. You might not have any gear on your gyms, but you have it on unlocked, so you don't have to like stick around on the same place, but you can, as soon as you have a gym, you can put it in, and then you can basically go from there. So basically, it's kind of like that. I think that is the best way to level up right now. Another thing is that if people die to fall damage, or if they die in the lava, you also get kill credit. So that's amazing. So about the falling is, of course, if you damage them, the last person damaging them or gave them damage from like 1 damage, right? Gets a kill credit. And you know, if there's multiple people, I don't know how it calculates, maybe it's random, or who did the most damage to the person or something like that. I don't know what exactly it is, but at least you're getting credit now for that. There's also going to be a map of the Geode Sanctuary. That's going to be with new players, yes, and also maybe even some old, yeah, maybe that could be some new styles. And also, of course, they are going into the second phase that includes U10 for Geode. So they're still been working a little bit probably on U10 as now, but now that the improvement update is coming into real effect, or is coming tomorrow, you are probably going to, you're going to see, they also talk about that, a lot more information. Also, they're going to decide on some things and actually take it to basically into gear, or set it into gear basically. Next thing is, of course, the Friday stream is also, if you watch the Friday stream, you can actually also get the magic carpet. If you already had it last time they did the Twitch drops, I have a video talking about how you get it and stuff like that. You can find it here on the channel. I'll also link in the description, if I remember. But it is on the channel. It's some Twitch drops where you have to sign in and stuff like that, with linking your Trove to your thing and such. But if you do that on Friday, you can get a Trove magic carpet. If you already have the magic carpet, you can't get it again. Even if you didn't get it last time but had it before that, you know, it is not something that just multiplies. Also, of course, you can also follow them on Instagram, apparently, for some little snips of content art and spoilers. Oh, great. Well, Trove game on Instagram. Next thing is, of course, the question and answers. There's a few of them. I am going to jump over a little bit quickly because it's something to do with companions. I already read this through, of course. So there's something to do with companions. I'm going to skip that because it's something they really don't know, but you should let them know, basically. But the first one here is, why is there no new fish styles for the Vanguardian in this update? So basically what they're saying is that they're coming some in U10, and they're also coming a new costume. So that's good to hear that the Vanguardian is getting a new costume, even though I feel like it has plenty of costumes actually at the moment, but they're very similar, I would say, in many of them. So I'd like to see what they can do with a costume for that. Next thing is, what is the next rework class? And it is the Tomb Raiser is the next class. It's coming, but it's not coming U10, and I think that's a good idea. I don't think the Tomb Raiser definitely needs a rework, but I don't think it does matter if it comes now or later. So we're probably going to see a Tomb Raiser rework in the new year, in 2019, somewhere in there. Next is when is the Chloromancer due for rework, and they say no date yet. But there is not. But it's not the one immediately after the next one. So I don't think we're going to see the Chloromancer actually be the one after the Tomb Raiser. It's probably going to be someone in there between those. But yeah, it's gonna again be in the new year. So that's in far in the future. We're going to see a rework of that. Hopefully it's not the Shadowhunter in between there, because I really feel like there's a few people that still want the or have been talking in the different places I've been looking, that they want it to have these Shadowhunter reworked, but we'll see. I definitely don't want it to be changed too much, because I feel like it's in a good spot. But anyways, the next is how much power rank will be needed for U10, and they say they're not going to reveal that, but it will be will be revealed in the next live streams in the coming weeks. My suggestion is, some people say 25,000. I don't think it's going to be that. My suggestion is 15,000, because I don't think it's going to be like 25,000 or even 20,000. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be much lower than we think. U9 is also way low, being 10,000, right? And I think the same is going to be with that, but it doesn't really match how they are doubling up all the time. So U8 is 5,000 power rank, right? And then U9 is 10, and then if you double 10, of course it's going to be 20. But I think 20 is way too much. But we will have to see if it's going to be 20. It would be following what they've been doing, but I just think that 20 is way high. But we'll have to see. If they really want it to be this much of a challenge, they're definitely going to set it at 20. So, but let's see what they do. Maybe they're going to do now 5,000 each time they put out, a Prime World or a new Uber World, basically. But we'll have to see what is going to happen in U10. But yeah. They're gonna tell us before, so we can level up or rank up before we do that. What is going to come with U10? We'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. But there is going to be a new gym type. So they say a new gym type, so not gym types. So we're probably only going to see one color. My guess is green, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to make too many suggestions or predictions on some of these U10 stuff before we know some more. Next thing is, of course, the Extra Life pack. When is that coming out? And they have so many requests that they divided into 2 packs. One is coming 7th of August, that's tomorrow, and then of course maybe 8 for consoles. So that's also why it might be that it's coming with it's coming, of course, with the improvement update. But they divided into 2 packs because there were so many people. And if you don't know what Extra Life is, I suggest you go check out the podcast with Kumar and kind of, because he explains all about what is Extra Life. If you already know, of course, they don't have to do that, but it's basically some charity work and stuff like that. Anyways, next thing is, of course, the companion, and some the stats is basically what people are something with being the common and uncommon being as good as the rare ones and stuff like that. I haven't looked into it, but if you have any suggestions like that or anything about the companions, always, or anything else for that matter, make sure you guys always let them know if there's something you would, and of course put some, not proof, but some evidence or something like that. What is actually up with the companions? So next is any idea of rerolls on empowered effects into effects we want, if not rework into basically empowered gyms. So there's another question further down. I'll skip that one because I'm gonna basically put them together, those 2 questions. So they say now there's no plans on doing anything with rerolling effects on them, the empowered gyms. But they have said they wanted to put more effects in. They do say that because down here it says if they have more add new abilities and no plans of that rework. But again, if you have any ideas, make sure you send them to them, even if they're just crazy or anything like that. Just send them to them, post them on the forums or anything like that about them crazy ideas, because that always pushes it, you know, and that's always great. So they have said in the past, like I said, there's going to be new abilities, but I don't know if that is, maybe that's further down on the priority. Right now it's only U10, so, and we're probably not going to see new abilities for that, or for in that update, basically. Next thing is keeping with the future class reworks in mind, will you bring back the Dino Tamer's old class gym when Luxian visits? No, it's dead and buried. So if you didn't know what the old class gym did, basically, as the class gym is now for the Dino Tamer, is that its duration on its ultimate is longer. But the other one they had before that, when they started teasing the Dino Tamer and showing it off and stuff like that, its class gym was that instead of a single shot, you know, shooting just one dart, it shot 3 darts instead of it. And that was kind of like, it had a wider range on it, basically, and kind of like AoE shooting. But they went away from that one and gave it to duration instead. And I don't know, because I never tested it out. We never got to maybe we got to test it out, but I never did, at least, if one was better than the other. I don't play the Dino Tamer that much, so I don't know if there's some Dino Tamer mains out there. Maybe they can tell us if that is the case. But there's not going back to that class gym, as for now at least. Any plans of releasing an update that will tweak or fix minion AI generally? There's no plans right now, they say, but particularly, again, if you have anything particularly you want to look at, make sure you get the knowledge to the developers, of course. Next thing is something about also an ability with the candy barb correction, because the duration sometimes takes off into the air, and they will look into it. They don't know really about that. Next thing is, of course, the one we went over there. Next is there a known bug with the Dino Tamer cooldown for Dino Mount casting character to get stuck in going to the hub animation? And they have a fix in the update tomorrow for that. So if that was something for you, then areas are fixed tomorrow. Again, rare companions stats and stuff like that, I'm gonna skip that one again. You can read it if you go to the link and just read the live streams yourself, if notes, if you want to do that yourself. But it's not really a big issue, to be honest. They look into it, of course, but right now that is not the highest priority, basically. Any plan on increasing the chance of finding silver and gold eggs in cave? They're literally impossible. And of course they say no, they're not impossible. Just it's a rare thing to occur. And they have no plans as of right now to change that. I think that golden eggs should definitely be hard to find. I would love to see a little bit more silver coins. I have been around finding a few eggs, you know, not too many, like not over 100 or anything like that. But where silver would be nice to find a little bit more than they are. Definitely, I hope not. I don't know what the drop rates are, or the find rates, whatever you're gonna call them. Is that silvers are basically as rare as gold? I hope not, but that would also be weird, but it could be that it is. Next thing is, would you consider adding a geo-themed class? And they actually considered that, but we have intermediately been discussing what the next class will be, and we have talked about us on the not on the podcast, on the news show before, that we are going to see another weapon type. So depending on what there could be. Yeah, I have no idea what it could be, but it would definitely, that's what they've said. They might have gone back on that. They might have taken that back and said that might be too much, or maybe they didn't really make it work or something like that. But maybe we'll see a new weapon type. That would be great. We always love to see new weapon type. Next question, why does the Event Guardian dab? Because somebody said dab once in the chat, so it got a dab. How soon will we see token ally like Little Burry in the Luxian rotation? He'll continue bringing Dayspring rewards like once in his appearances. So of course it's gonna be something at one point. It's gonna be there. Next thing is they talk about Dude Lord the lore. They've done that a lot, and now they're also people are planning on talking about Trove lore. And basically what they're saying is that they are not done anything with going to do anything with Trove lore at this point, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna go back around now that we have so much Trove Geolord lore that is going around, and I think it's gonna come back around and gonna induce some more Trove lore, which we actually need, and I think it's gonna come back around. Next thing is, of course, any plans on buffing weaker classes, and of course they're going through all the classes. They are saying they're going all the classes and buffing them, or reworking them basically. Next question is, in recent live stream you mentioned that U10 will increase the combat capacity of some classes or something along these lines. What do you mean by that? Honestly, I don't remember we saying that along those lines. We're building on established system, and we have more information on the coming weeks. So we'll know more about how is combat can be in U10 basically. Next question: are you planning on replacing the daily login tokens with something else? No plans right now, but open to suggestions. So again, if you have anything, always contact or type something up on the Reddit, or better in that on the forums basically. When will I Can Never the Forgiven be released? They're working with the technicians with the platform to reward him the way we want to. So I have a video here on the YouTube as well that tells you how to get this dragon. Basically, it's a dragon that was in the PTS on the PTS server when we had the adventure update way back now. And what you had to do is that you basically had to sign up for their emails, and then you would basically get the dragon in game, but they really didn't know how to do it and stuff like that. I'm not sure what went wrong, but you can sign up right now, and I have a video doing it or talking about how you do it on the channel. I'll try to remember also to link that one. There's a few things I need to remember to link. But if you can't find it, make sure you go down to the channel, go through the channel, check out how you do it. As you don't get the dragon now, but you will when they find out how to do it with the tech team and stuff like that, and they will get it like that. So make sure you opt into it now. Then it's done, and then at some point there's going to be suddenly a dragon. Next thing is any plan of increasing the spoiled divinities among or adding ways of obtaining it. Luxian might have some extra lying around in his hoard. So we are going to see and probably have some we can buy maybe next time. That would be nice. Next thing is, when will you fix the low FPS problems in the Geo Hub? The improvement date is coming with the performance issues, improvement issues, hopefully not improvement, but not performance issues, but improvements to the performance. That is what I needed to say. And they don't know if we have any specific places or anything like that. You make sure again you talk to them or make notice of it. Next thing is any plans on making HyperX tradable or loot collected, and they will of course not make it tradable, but they will make it loot collected value. So that's great. I don't have any, but I would love to, but just have at least one, right? Next is can we expect the next mod? When can we expect the next mod exception? And they are constantly accepting stuff, those styles, for example, and such. And they will, of course, if there is anything, they will of course constantly be done. So if you have any ideas, make sure again you put it on the forums and whatnot. Last question, will there ever be available in the future where you don't need to go to the club world to accept new adventures from the fixtures? And we've gone over this so many times. There's never going to be anything that you're going to be accepting through the character screen. You do have to they want you to go to the club world and pick up the quest, and I really think that's amazing. I think it's way better than what it could be like that. That is too easy, and you will never see the club worlds, and you'll never have that kind of interaction with the club that you're a part of, or other people's clubs for that matter. So I think it's a really, really good idea. Something I would like to see is, of course, something with reputation. I've talked about this in previous news shows. I also talked about it on the podcast. So make sure you also go check that out. We talked about the reputation and whatnot. That could be, of course, because there's basically no interaction other than you're seeing what you are in the reputation. But that was a little bit of a side thing. I should not rant too much about this. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure you like it, maybe subscribe. Helps me out so much, and I also super appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.